Hello, and welcome to Michell Consulting's webinar series for Michell University. Today we're going to be working with Infor FACTS, and we're going to be talking about setup or the file maintenance of the relationship management. This webinar is being recorded and it'll be available on our website. You can visit us at www.michellgroup.com to view this plus our other webinars in our Michell University series. So again, today for purpose of the demo, we're going to be working with FACTS 7.7 for our demo. And we're going to talk about some of the setups for the relationship management. Relationship management is a module that allows us to create multiple contacts for both customers and vendors, as well as contacts not related to a customer or vendor or prospect, and manage through our CRM 360 through one screen, basically be able to maneuver and enter orders and maintain the contacts. So let's go into relationship management. And we're going to see, for example, if we go to the contacts, we can see here we have a screen for contacts. And if we call up, let's say, a contact here, again, you can see information for the contact, setup information. You can see the sales territory, the mail codes, okay, contact codes, lead source, and so on. Again, you can see information here. And again, user-defined information. So let's see how we set this up. This is actually done through the file maintenance. So let's go back to here. Let's go into relationship management. And let's go to file maintenance. And let's look, first of all, at our infrequent file maintenance. As those who've worked with FACTS before, you understand how file maintenance is set up. We have the infrequent file maintenance, which is normally set up, which is a one-time thing during this system initialization. This is set up, and normally it's a management function. It doesn't need to be going into every day versus standard file maintenance like a customer or a vendor or stuff like that we go in periodically to make changes. So here again you can see information coming from FACTS itself is the salesperson, and again we can have additional information about the salesperson. So you can see here again Ronald Patton, you can see again his email and his information. You can see the user code, additional info file maintenance. This is nice because what, again, you can do is the user code. For example, we're here as IN4. We can go here, and again, we can put the correspondence title as well as the email address, and we have security. So for the work centers, which is part of the RM, and again, you can set up standard filters for the system. The default contact file maintenance here, as we saw from looking at our contacts, we can do our default contact here. And again, we can actually go in and set up information if we wanted to. Again, we can set it up that we can default to a specific time zone. We can default the salesperson. We can default the mail codes. So the information that you see here while creating new contacts, again, we're going to default this. So every time we want, again, our contact code, we can say here, for example, we can always say that this is new business. We want that to be our default. So we set up here and we create a new contact, this information will come over. Again, similar to the defaults you see working with FACTS, we can have the customer and vendor defaults. Again, you can set that up. You can do the filter security profile. We talked about filtering. For example, when we're in a screen like this, we're looking at all contacts. We're looking at contacts related to customers. We're looking here, for example, this is a contact from a perspective, not a customer or a vendor, and then we have some contacts for vendors. So again, we see everything here. What we can do is we can set up our filters. So when we click on filter, you can see, again, these defaults are coming up. So if I want to do a certain filter, let's say I want to filter by customer, and I want to do here C100, And when I click OK, I'm just looking at that one. Again, you're looking at the one customer here. If we open this up, we can see that this contact is linked to that customer here. Okay, and you can see the customer information here. So again, we can go to filter. We go out of here, we can go to filter. And again, we can just clear the filters. And by clearing the filters, we're going to get all our contacts back. We click OK. You can see here it's going to just bring everything back. So that's part of, again, in the file maintenance, in the infrequent file maintenance, we're looking at that stuff. Contact types, again, note types and so on. We can create all these. We can have our contact types, again, our note types, to-do types, the lead sources, the levels of influence. And again, all this information is coming from the system here. So, for example, if we go to our to-dos, okay, and we look here, again, the different types. Let's add one here. Again, you can see the types here. If it's going to be a callback and so on. And again, that information is coming from the setup. Let's just go out of here. Let's go back into our infrequent file maintenance. And for example, if we click on the to-dos, you can see what we're doing. We're not only creating a to-do type, like for example, callback, but we can actually create some information here. This is an active replacement, so it's going to have your company name, and it's going to say callback the full contact and regarding, and you can type in. So you can set these up, again, which are nice. You can set these up for the people working with it here. So for example, send catalog, and again, you can see the information here. So when we're in our to-dos, and we're going to go here and we're going to add a to-do. So if we go here, and you can see that we have this right here because it's watch for payment. So if we go here and we do our callback regarding, and again, we have the information coming here. Let's just call up a contact so we can see that. And again, you can see callback, and we're getting the contact name here. So if we change this information to send catalog, we're going to get the send catalog to full contact name along with. And again, we're getting the message to overwrite. So you can see that. So again, that's part of the setup. Allows you to customize and tailor the fax software, again, for your CRM and for your 360. So you have, again, the mail codes, the lead sources, the level of influence, and so on. If you're working with passive phone or a phone system, you can actually go ahead and have it automatically dial. We also have, like we have in our regular fax, our typical static and non-static controls. So if we look at our static controls, again, this would be here for the static controls. Again, how we want to handle the setup, the formatting, how we're going to have the names appear. And again, we can put our security codes in here. So what we can do is we can have, let's say we may have somebody who can add contacts, but they can't change or delete contacts, or same thing, you can have somebody who can make changes to the contacts and everything. Everything here would be set. And again, this is the main system here for the contacts, for the work center, with all our working paths, for all our information. Again, similar to what you see working with fax. If you work with fax and the other file maintenance, you have your static controls. You also have your non-static controls. These are going to be the numbering system, which is going to actually be set up, and this is going to be changed from time to time. Okay, you have, again, your company control file maintenance. So if you work with fax, it's very similar to how you want to set everything up here. You know, how you want to handle, what's your dialing method, how you want to work, what do you want to work with, and how do you want to incorporate everything. This can be set up in here. And again, we can do our note removal and our rebuild, and then our work center setup. Again, you have all the information here. So what this does, if we now look here, that is basically our file maintenance. We can also do some other stuff. We can do some support maintenance. We have the user preference file maintenance. Again, you can see that this user here, again, when this user works, what's the preferences? How do I handle the title? You know, the title, last name, first name, the user code. I'm doing it by salesperson. Here I'm skipping the filter entry and, you know, again, displaying the image. So all the information you can see as far as notes when I do create emails and notifications. How do I want to do it? Do I want to do a blind CC email and so on? So you have all the information here set up. Again, very easy to do. And again, you can see here how we're setting up our defaults. And this information all translates into the system. The email and letter templates, you can see how those templates are coming up. We can actually define letters and templates. We have some out of the box here. So for example, a new catalog, you can see what it's doing. It's going to put the deer and it's going to grab the contact information. And then, you know, you're typing what you want to do here. And again, you can control this. Very easy to set up. You can just set these up by, in brackets, putting the information that's related. You can preview it. So you're going to see what it's going to look like. Send it to a clipboard if you want. Let's do new letter. And again, you can set that up. Very easy to work with, very simple setup. We also have the contact file maintenance itself. Again, that's what we saw on the main screen here. So what we can do is we can go directly to a new contact, right through here, the contact file maintenance. So we can search, and we can call it up here. Quick contact file maintenance. This allows me to go in and make enter information really quick. You notice here that this contact information is dealing just with the contact, the main information, and it only has the user defined. So this is just quick information, getting it in, as opposed to using the standard contacts here, which we can do. Again, we have our primary information. Again, a lot more information here. The contact codes, our secondary information, and if we can link it to a customer, vendor, or a user-defined field. So again, this is the quick one is just to get it in if you want to use it. Again, you can see it's just giving you the main information. Again, very simple, all on one screen. Okay, so that's the file maintenance for the relationship management. And you can see if you've worked with FACTS before, the file maintenance works as would do the other modules. We have our infrequent file maintenance. This is typically things that we don't go into that often, usually management functions, setups like the contact types and things like this that we're not really going to go in here on a daily or, you know, every other day and make changes to it. So we have it in here. And again, that relates to all the modules or where the information is coming from. We have our supports. You can create our email and letter templates for our notes and our emails to send out when we want to do broadcast lists. And we have our contact file maintenance. And all that defaults. So for example, when we're in a contact, and again, you can see here, if we can call this information, when we're creating a new contact, here we can default all this type of information. So that concludes our webinar today on FACTS's relationship management, the file maintenance, and the setup. As we said before, this webinar is being recorded. It will be available on our website. You can visit us at www.michellgroup.com to view this and our other webinar series. And once again, we thank you for your time.